organization that's always looking to make sure our community stays safe is Crimestoppers. This morning we welcome Pablo Trevino with the McAllen chapter on how you can hit the pavement to help fight crime. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Good morning.
So why don't you go ahead and tell our viewers a little more about Crimestoppers, because so often they do hear of this organization, but they don't really know how the process works.
Sure. Well, McAllen Crimestoppers has been in existence for some years now, and we do work closely with the McAllen Police Department, but we are an independent nonprofit organization formed by citizens like you and me that we step up to fight crime and encouraging everybody to do that as well.
So how does the process work of calling into the tip line? Because you do have someone who fields those calls, and then you go ahead and pass those on to the police department.
That is correct. After the tipster calls, our hotline, which is 687 tips, it gets channeled through our answering services. It gets to our coordinator, and then eventually it gets passed on to our law enforcement. And after our meeting, depending if your call leads to a specific crime, we do have a point system where we derive the monetary reward that the tipster gets.
Okay, and what is the typical average reward for something like this?
Again, it depends on the seizure or the assault or the severity of the crime, perhaps. But it ranges, from $200 to $1,000, I guess, depending on. We do have a grading point system. And
how many calls do you usually get for one specific crime?
Well, I would say we average at about 10 to 15 monthly. That's pretty much what gets channeled through our insurance services.
But that's a lot of calls when you really divide that into the amount of crimes that we see here in the Valley.
That is correct. And I'm not, again, not all the calls make it to our meeting. Not everybody gets rewarded. Again, it goes through our point system, and of course it depends on the type of crime.
It has to have substance, and it actually has to help lead to the capture of maybe the suspects involved.
That is correct.
All right, now you guys need funds to actually keep this going. So you're going to be hosting a big fundraiser this weekend. What does that entail?
That is correct. Although we do receive funding from local and state government agencies, our main sources of funds is through the raising of funds through community events and sponsorships, and one of our main events is happening this Saturday, Viva McAllen Streets, which is taking place in the grounds of the McAllen Convention Center, with the various activities starting from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. this Saturday. We would have a 10K run, a cycling event, and also a CrossFit competition, which is pretty hot right now.
Great, and how can people get involved in this?
Sure. The best way to go about it is to visit our website, vivamcallenstreets.com, where you will find all the information, all the timing and the scheduling of all the events, and also a way on how to register online as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being here this morning. And after the show, you can get all the details on this on valleycentral.com as well.